Next, you'll be discussing how you are going to choose your participants. First part is to describe your participants, the inclusion criteria. You may have already done this a little bit before, but now you need to go into depth. Tell us all about your perfect participant. Tell us what are the characteristics that are necessary to be able to be included in your study, such as an age range or a certain job, or they have to been somewhere and done something, an experience. Because remember, if you're doing it qualitative, which a lot of us are, you're looking at an experience. You can't have somebody who you're doing it on anxiety and they've never had anxiety in their entire life, or they want to talk to them, want to do something on music and they've never listened to that genre of music before. Okay, tell us about the number of participants, and here are the number criteria. Quantitative, 30. That means you're going to be doing 30 people or more are going to be doing surveys. Qualitative, 10 to 15. You're looking at the key word here is saturation. Anywhere between 9 and 15 is usually where saturation begins. That means saturation means you're going to be hearing the same thing over and over and over again. Okay? Mixed method, 10 to 15, just like the qualitative, because a lot of it is qualitative, and you need to have the same participants doing both qualitative and the quantitative section. Next section for the methodology is how will you recruit your participants? Again, this is another one where the committee needs to know exactly what you're going to do. It's a legal aspect. So there's only 4 ways of doing it: face-to-face, social media, email, and phone. Recruiting at this point is, you know the inclusion criteria, you may know some people who are doing it. Are you going to see them face-to-face? So if there's students at a school that you know them, then face-to-face may work. Or maybe a casual person and now you find out that they can do it. Social media, email, and when you do email, you have to tell the committee where you're getting the email addresses from. And phone, and the same idea. Where are you getting these phone numbers from? Are they personal contacts or otherwise? Social media, you're actually writing out the exact post that you're going to post. Okay? Each one will need a script, and I will give you an example of the script in the next slide. And the last portion is, how will your participants benefit from participating in this study? Keep it short, keep it sweet, but we have to know why they're going to benefit. Hi, this is an example of a script. Now this is for a phone conversation. You need to realize that it has to be realistic of what you're going to be doing. If it's a social media post, write it as you would a social media post. If it's in an email, you write it as it's an email. Phone, you write as if you're talking on the phone. This is where you're talking in your normal sense. I'm not going to read it. I'm going to let you read it. This is a template for you to use across the board, but you can't use this template for each and every one because each one has a different verbiage. You wouldn't talk this way to somebody who is face-to-face that you would know. So face-to-face would be somebody you really know. Social media post would look like a social media post. Phone would be kind of like this one. And email would kind of look something like this. Okay? So, if you're doing 1, 2, 3, or 4, they all have to be in there. They all have to be written like this, and they need to be very comprehensive of what you're going to be asking them to do, making sure that you would get their information, some way to get their information, and some way for them to get back to you when you're discussing this with them.